Hey, and thanks for joining us on this week's episode of For All Things Lexington, the only show dedicated to Lexington, South Carolina, and where a spade is always a spade. Here we'll talk to and about people, places, groups, things to do, and places to go in and around Lexington, South Carolina. I'm your host, Angela Barrett, and this is For All Things Lexington.
This episode was brought to you by the real estate agents at Home Matters, building on service, relationships, and on what matters to you. Find out how you matter and how they can help you with buying and selling your home at homematterssc.com.
Hey guys, thanks for being here today. FIA, Females in Action, right? And with us today we have Anna Owens and Amy Ansell. Said that right?
Yes.
Now, how long have you guys been with FIA?
I started 9 years ago.
Wow.
That's how long it's been around. And it started in July 7th. So it'll be 9 years in July 7th.
And mine was like 2 weeks after that, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I read somewhere that the FIA group, Females in Action, was inspired by the F3 guys. Whole nother story. Do very similar things, and it's all for men. But it was a group, I guess Chia Pet landed. I thought, Chia, you know?
Yeah.
That was kind of cool in 2013.
Yeah, that's her FIA name. So I believe she must be married to an F3 guy. And I think for a year she saw the way that the men up in the Charlotte area started bonding together, doing workouts together. And I think, that was the goal, was to have a women's group similar to an F3 group, with a spin of women coming together in the mornings, working out, celebrating each other and being there for each other.
So tell me, in what I read, and I'm going to take it directly from the website, is a community of women dedicated to making each other stronger within all areas of their lives, mind, body, and heart. That sum it up?
Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
From what a little bit I know about it, would say that. So, but how does that happen? How do y'all rally around one another and making body, mind, heart stronger?
Well, we definitely, I remember when they first introduced it to me in July, 9 years ago. They were like, you want to come to this workout? And they're like, it's free. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. That sounds fun. They said, well, you can help lead. And I was like, lead? Like, what are you talking about? So once I went, I kind of understood that, you're meeting women that you might not have ever contact with. These are women from all walks of life. These are CEOs to, classroom teachers to homemakers to just, different types of work that you just don't know, might not have this contact with. So meeting these women has been, a life-changing experience. But being around them is totally different than what I ever thought. I thought that it would just be a workout. I thought it'd be a place to go to exercise in the morning. I'm a school teacher. I, have 2 boys. So this was perfect timing at 5 a.m., which sounds crazy, but it is perfect timing because it's the only time you kind of have. And then to be able to see the women, because you start sharing things about each other. You start telling each other about things that are going on maybe with your kids or maybe with your husband or a friend. And next thing you know, they're texting you throughout the day saying, I'm thinking about you. We have women that are going through all kinds of things, with health things or celebrations and weddings. And, you all of a sudden you're cheering each other on like you're their cheerleader. And it's just been a really neat experience. So as somebody says, FIA is more than a workout. You come for the workout, but you leave as friends.
That's pretty cool. Now, how about age groups? What's your age range?
Well, we have teenagers up into probably 60s, 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Teenagers at 5 in the morning?
Very few.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Not all the time, not consistently. But usually during the summer when they're not getting up for school, but on occasion,
Yeah.
someone will bring their daughters or neighbors or nieces or what have you. But
And what did you say? The old you lost me. You
60,
said
yeah.
teenagers
Yeah.
at 5 a.m.
60s.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if we have any 70s.
Yeah, not yet,
Really
but
not.
we're all getting
Yeah,
older. So, so as we get older, we'll all be at that age. But yeah, definitely the 60s for sure. A whole gamut of women get to come out, and it's free, and it's one of those things that it's you against you. So it doesn't matter your ability level. Even 9 years in, I still have areas in my physical fitness level that I need to work on. So it's not like, you're out there competing against each other. Sometimes women come and they just talk the whole time, and they're exercising, but they're just communicating with each other. Sometimes there's women out there that are hardcore that want to get the whole workout in, and they push themselves. So you push yourself to your limit, and that's what we always say at the very beginning, this is you against you workout.
And but there are different groups. Like I know you keep saying workout, but there's a run group.
Yes.
And then there's a workout group, and I understand there's a kettlebell group.
Yes.
Now. And so tell me about the different groups and Lexington is.
Yeah, so
concerned.
Lexington has 5 boot camp groups right now: White Knoll High School, Lexington High School, Beechwood Middle School, River Bluff High School, and Green Mile, which is the Gibson soccer fields. Mm-hmm. Those are the 5 boot camps. And then we also have the Yard, which meets at Gibson soccer fields on Fridays, and that's a kettlebell group. And that's a group that was designed just to kind of, incorporate kettlebells and weights more throughout the workout. They meet at 5 a.m. And then we have 2 running groups that meet Tuesday and Thursdays, and they meet either at Lexington High School or the Books A Million parking lot at 5. And then we have a jailbreak group that Amy leads on Fridays.
At the soccer fields, yeah.
At the soccer fields.
Yes.
Now that's the run group.
That's one of the run.
And the Yard on Fridays is kettlebell.
Yes.
So you're all meeting basically.
Yeah,
the same
we
place.
wave at each other as we
Yes.
run past.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now these same women, y'all participate in races and stuff together. And how about has anybody ever done the Spartans or anything like that? Because I know some of y'all are really.
Yeah, so we haven't done the Spartan race as a group, but there are some women in the group that have done a Spartan race. We've done the mud run. That was like our first thing I think the girls did. And that was a lot of fun. And then we did a ruck, which is like a weighted backpack activity. That we paid for. But that was interesting. But it's definitely that's very tough and, exciting, but also, challenging. And then we've done several relay races, the Palmetto 200, the Dam to Dam, the Ville to Ville. These are all running relays that you can do with other women. And that to me has been what I think bonds more people together. The morning time definitely is fun and definitely exciting. But when you spend a weekend with people in a van and you're sleeping outside or you're, running back and forth. Yeah. So it's definitely one of those.
Imagine what the van smells like when y'all get back.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Better than the men's van.
Yeah, better than men's van for sure. So, but those are things that that have made the group and the people in the group have a more bonding experience. Now, we're always up to doing new things. We had a couple of girls there's a relay in the summertime. I don't know if it's a relay. It's one of those things where they run around is it a mile and a half or something like that?
So, yeah.
And they run a mile and a half in a certain amount of time. And if you make it within that time, then you do it again. There's the snowbird challenge they do in the wintertime, and then it's called the Reaper, not Reaper. Something in the hot of the summertime they do. But again, people are always open to ideas, and that's one thing about our group too, is that if women are excited about doing something, they share what they want to do, and then they create a little challenge. Like, for example, Amy and I right now are a part of a kettlebell challenge where we're trying doing 90 kettlebell swings a day. You're just doing it. You're on your own doing it, but it's something that is making us stronger, and it's motivating us because of other people doing it.
To me, it's about support. It's about support and accountability. And there are runners on the weekends that, hey, we have message boards, and someone will post, hey, I'm up for a run. Who else is up for a run? So a lot of informal runs on the weekends. We have a pool workout coming up. So usually during the summertime, we have 1 or 2 pool workouts at the local community pool. But it's just it's fun. It's accountability and support is really, to me, what it's all about.
Because, y'all have, tremendous camaraderie between, the different groups. And I know Sunrise Scramblers, and I guess you guys are, I don't even remember the names, Wild Blue and something else. So there are a lot of little groups, but those groups within themselves are extremely close. And that's usually, no more than about 20, of your steady people, or do you have bigger groups?
I think when we got to 20 is kind of when we talked about breaking off. So now I would say probably on a good day is, what would you say?
Yeah.
10?
Yeah,
maybe?
10 is a good day. Yeah. So it's kind of, it ebbs and flows, I guess you call it. Sometimes it's really high. Sometimes if the weather's bad, the turnout might not be as much. But like Amy said, if somebody's going to be out there and it's, 45 degrees outside and it's cold, which is not really that cold, but but for an average person, that's cold in the morning time in the dark. But that a friend of yours is going to be out there and she's leading it for the first time. You're going to be out there with her.
Sure.
So you'll be out there supporting her.
But now these groups, let's get together. Because when you look on the website, it talks about each state and it just says Lexington.
Yes.
So, but there's a lot of Lexington groups. Do y'all ever do anything at once? All the Lexington?
Yeah, we try to. We do some family workouts where we invite the kids and the dads, and usually a F3 guy and a FIA come together and help lead it together. So that's a lot of fun. We do that. We try to do that at least once this summer. And then we're having a convergence actually coming up where we're all getting together for our FIA anniversary here in Lexington. So we'll all do that. The thing we also do something in the summertime we hadn't done this summer yet, but it's called the Roundabout, where we go to different AOs, or that's what it's called, areas of operations. So every area operation, that's like Lexington High School, the Wobble Yonder Group, River Bluff, Down Under, those are called areas of operation. So anyway, so as a roundabout, what we would do is go around and see different groups. And I personally love to travel to different groups because it's fun to see people that you haven't seen before, or you haven't seen them in a while. But I think on a regular basis, the groups kind of stay wherever they're closest to, like the closest to their house, and location, that kind of thing. Yeah, so you're just trying to get there at 5 a.m.
Right.
But in summertime, we try to give them more opportunity for people to travel around and to meet other people and to, go.
But the hours don't change, right?
Well, at the lighthouse, that's Beechwood, we like to change it to 6 in the summertime. So,
I gotcha.
So we're a little more laid back kind of group. So, but we also have a lot of school teachers or jobs that can do that. Some other groups don't have that availability as far as people working. So that's why usually it's at 5 a.m. most groups are.
Yeah, Wild Blue went to 5:15. So
okay.
15 minutes extra yet.
Hey, you know what? Every bit counts.
So now for newcomers, advice for them. One, what would they bring? Depends on where they're going, or.
Yeah, so what I would do is definitely, if you reach out on Facebook or message, through Facebook, or I guess there's the website connects to an email address. We have access to that, and people can put them in contact. So let's say they say, I live by River Bluff High School. Then they'll say, oh, this is the location that you can go to. And then the leader of that message, or the leader of that behind the scenes person, she will email the girls that are at River Bluff and say, hey, there's a new girl coming. Her name is Sally. So
Sure.
she's coming on, look for her and that kind of thing. So we kind of make sure that we give information out to people that are willing to come that morning and where they need to meet. What to bring? Usually water's good. We do use yoga mat. So if they have a yoga mat or a towel is great. Some groups use weights a lot and some groups don't. So it just, that just kind of depends. And then normally once you come, you get a name, a FIA name, and your FIA name is something about you. So, for example, mine is Ref because I'm a PE teacher. And so that is a name that they know me by. I'll be at the grocery store and they'll say, Ref. And I'm like, hey, but that's a fun way to get to know people. And so after you have a FIA name, then you get to be a part of the message group. And so then we'll add you onto the message group of that group that you go to. And that way you can know what's going on. If there's a rain delay or lightning storm, we don't work out. If it's a rain, weather-wise, we would meet somewhere that's covered and that kind of thing. So the people will be aware of where to go.
Okay. And now what do you do about, going to any gym for the first time, but certainly going to a FIA group first time where girls are running, 10 and 20 miles and I can't get down the block. What do you do to help overcome some of that intimidation factor?
I'll take that one. So we always say no one is left behind. So even our run groups, we have walkers. Typically who's ever leading that day will certainly we would never let anyone walk by themselves. So if we have one walker, someone else is going to volunteer to walk with that person. As the leader of the group, usually you're running back and checking on them. They have designated routes that they'll pick. Usually the route is 3 miles on a run day. And so, we have walkers that will come and, they're part of the group. They're just treated as part of the group. And so that's usually it's a 3 mile. On the weekends. We would typically do a longer run, but we always say, as Rosanna said, it's you against you, all pace is welcome. So we would encourage anyone at any level to come out.
And as far as boot camp wise, we always, talk about that same thing too. Like if I'm leading a group, I'll offer modifications. Like if you're having trouble doing lunges, you don't have to go down all the way and, kind of watch what the girls are doing. So now we're not experts out there. And so when we do a beginning of a boot camp, we always give it a disclaimer, like I'm not a professional. This is you against you. So that, when you go to a gym, you have more of a professional telling you exactly what, maybe if you're doing it incorrectly. Now, as women, we try to encourage each other, but your body more than anybody else. So if something feels weird or off, just stop doing it. Those are always very important. But as the leader of the group, if you're leading the workout, like Amy said, you're always kind of watching, especially those new girls that are coming in, encouraging them, making sure that they're okay and comfortable, letting them know that it's always okay to get water. It's definitely not a quote hardcore, workout groups. They're women that want to get better and they're women when they want to get stronger. But, we also know that we all come with different, you always come into something with, something on the table that maybe you might not be very good at. For example, I was never really good at push-ups. And so even as a PE teacher, I just wasn't very good at them. So, I still struggle with doing push-ups just because it's a lot of upper body strength that I might not have. So getting stronger together is so important. And I will definitely know that FIA has made me stronger, not only just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, and has helped the whole circle.
Yeah. So leader, you brought up leader, which I understand is a Q.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Good job.
Q stands for anything?
Yeah. I don't know what the Q stands for. I can't remember what that stands for.
Okay.
I should have looked that up. I can't remember what that stands for. But yeah, that is the leader of the group, and you volunteer. So they're never saying, you need to be a leader. And we have some women that have been there for 7 years and have never led, and that's okay. Like their role is not to lead. Their role maybe is to, join into the running groups and to run and have fun, or maybe the goal is to push themselves. They're not, you don't have to be, quote, the leader.
And so the leaders are, I mean, they just volunteer. What if you don't have anybody volunteering for the day?
We've had that happen.
Yes.
So usually the AO leaders, which are usually one or two folks,
And they volunteer for that as well.
They volunteer for that as well. Usually take it on for a year, or in some cases many years.
Yes.
But they would just jump in, or else at some boot camps they'll do like they kind of have a standard workout where, okay, well, if no one signs up, we're going to do Wild Blue Yonder has the zipper, and so it consists of going up and down the stairs and some mixed exercises.
Sure.
So if no one signs up that day, well, okay, maybe we'll just do the zipper. So, but usually someone's going to jump in. I don't think we've ever had an occasion where there's just no one's volunteering to do anything.
I agree. And then we always, we give everybody opportunities, throughout the month. Say, okay, next month, here's the calendar, and your schedule. If you're out of town or if you got a busy time in your life, whatever, and that's fun. You can always volunteer your time to lead, but if something comes up, the child gets sick or you get sick or something's happened, people are always willing to step in, like Amy said.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, again, I figured, especially if you've got some of the old timers, they've been there for a while, nobody's with y'all's group and the camaraderie y'all have. How do you pick the routes? I mean, obviously whoever the Q is does that, and how do they go about doing that?
They just try to mix it up a little bit. So Running Wild meets at Lexington High School, and within a 3-mile span, there's actually not that many routes. So you kind of have probably a handful of routes, and you just try to mix them up a little bit. Sometimes just to do something different, we'll maybe come up with something different. We try to obviously keep it safe. When everyone is running, we encourage them to have running lights, the vest on. Obviously, we're watching traffic and traffic signals and all of that, but we want it to be safe. Sometimes we'll say, are you up for hills? You want it flat? And then we'll base it on that. But usually
flat should always be the answer.
Exactly.
Hills do make it better. But
yeah. Lexington High School, you probably, like I said, have a handful of routes. Jailbreak, which is at the soccer fields on Gibson Road. On Fridays, you have a little bit more flexibility in the routes, so we try to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, it's just whatever the Q that day wants to do.
Right.
And sometimes you'll get some groans because maybe it is a hillier route. But yeah, the Q gets to pick the route for the run groups.
Yeah, the Jailbreak race that they have starts at the sheriff's department. That's a doozy. Not like the Cup by any stretch. I swore I'd never do that again. So, like you said, when you get together for the workout groups, the leader Q provides modification for the newcomers. And as far as the runners, you have walkers. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of y'all run together because you're sort of the same pace, which always makes it nice if you've got somebody who can kind of run with. But is there a beginner run group? I mean, like, has there ever been like somebody kind of branched off? Okay, we just kind of, these guys they're going to the P200, so they gotta really run. We are going to stay over here for a while, and then they just form their own little.
We've done a couple couch to 5Ks throughout the years, probably, again, a handful that I can think of, just because there was interest in people saying, hey, I'm a walker, but I want to start to run. So we've done that throughout the years, a couple couch to 5Ks. And again, people will just say, they'll volunteer to lead it, or we joke about you're voluntold to lead it. But yeah.
Now, you guys, other than making each other stronger, do a lot of other things for the community. I know there's a shoe drive of some sort. And tell me what that's about.
Yeah, so so Diane Wells, Digis, was one of our runners, and she was one of our A leaders. She passed away in 2018 at a run group. She was struck by a vehicle. So we started a shoe drive in her honor. So we participate with Souls for Souls. So it's an organization that they do great things around the world, really. And so we have collected almost 8,500 pairs of shoes to date over the past, since 2020 was the first one. So we collect shoes, we post things, we post reciprocal, let's see, I was going to mess it up, locations throughout the state. we post locations. We put signs up across the state or across the town. We collect shoes at schools, and then we get together. So we all get together. We bring the shoes in, and we pack the shoes. So all the shoes have to be tied together and boxed up appropriately. You have to weigh them. But almost 8,500 pairs of shoes have been donated for Souls to Souls.
And so for people who don't know what Souls to Soul, right?
Souls for Souls.
Souls for Souls. What is that, and where do the shoes go?
Yeah, so it is a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and they work with nonprofits across the nation, really. And they do a couple things. So they're providing shoes. I actually learned this on the website today. They will send shoes to kids in schools, so homeless kids that are going through a difficult time that don't have new shoes. They'll provide that. They also in different countries where they're promoting entrepreneurs that want to kind of start a business. They will donate the shoes, and there's actually a business model where they can sell the shoes to make money. So there's a couple different things, but we have partnered with them the past couple years. The Be the Buffalo race is something again that was started in memory of Diane Wells, and then also we had Edie Pearson. Her FIA name was Needle. She passed away through complications of breast cancer a couple years ago. So we've kind of made that Be the Buffalo run in their honor. And we'll collect shoes as part of that up to the day of the race. But this past year with the race, I think we'd had almost 200 people register. And with the donations that came from the race, we donated $4,000 to Souls for Souls.
Oh, so, nice.
Yep.
Yes. Now, are there any other, I know that the race you did in honor of your two friends, and the Soul to Soul is part of that. Are there any other charities or organizations that y'all, and I know the answer, but I don't know what charities and organizations that y'all have helped and done work for?
We've done Lighthouse for Life. We've partnered with them in the past, so we've actually done some donations with them. We've also, with their races, we've partnered with them during the races. We've led the warm-up at a few of the races in the past. What else?
We did Mission Lexington.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We've used them as, contacted them and asked them what they need, and, gone from there and donated stuff through whatever their needs are, and made a competition amongst us, amongst the groups, and that's always a fun thing to do.
Sure.
We've also, is it Samaritan's Well?
Samaritan's Well.
Yeah, Samaritan's Well. We do use them too. And so I feel like we really try to reach out to our community because we know that it's bigger than us. We can definitely do things, it's fun to work out. It's fun to participate in activities together, but, it's fun also to give back to organizations that give so much to our community. And that's what FIA is. FIA to me is, it's definitely the workout. It's definitely the camaraderie, but it's also knowing that, you definitely can give back to other people. And that's important.
Yeah, y'all do a great job of that too. I don't think some people don't know what FIA actually is, but they certainly know there's a FIA because it's everywhere, bumper stickers, and you see it everywhere. So, but y'all do a great job with that. What is your biggest takeaway? You think? No, wait, I forgot to ask you. Now, what's your FIA name?
Lake Life.
Lake Life. Okay, I think I did know that. So tell me, what's your biggest takeaway from FIA? If you could sum it up, what would it be?
I'll go first. You can think about it. Yeah. It's support for me. I've met some of my best friends through FIA. And again, it extends outside that workout. It really just, in all aspects of your life, anything that you're going through. I think, Anna, as you said, we've had women going through cancer treatments, and we just rally around them, and we'll take them baskets when they're done, and just, checking on them. But it's more than a workout, and I would say just support.
FIA is always open. It's one of those places that you can come, and then it might not be a season that you can commit to, and then you come back again, and it's like you never left. It's one of those. It's like a family, and we're always willing to have ladies come whenever they can. we're always thinking about women that are not there. Like if people are just the season of their life, they can't come in the mornings or they just can't, make it during those times. We're always thinking about them. And it's something that is once you're part of the group, you never are not a part of the group. And we want everyone to always feel welcome. So like Amy said, though, it's a very, the accountability is huge. And, if you're a woman and you're really trying hard to either get physically fit or you want to meet other women, because I think in life too, we all go through those times where, it's hard to meet other women. Maybe you just need a friend, or maybe you need some people to be an encourager. And that's what FIA is. There's no stigmatism of anybody. We welcome anybody to come. And it's one of those things too, when we do leave a workout, we always leave it knowing that we have people on our side. And so that's a neat thing. So,
and we do end, that's a good point. We end every workout with devotion. And then we close out in prayer. And so if there's any prayer requests in the group or praises, we just ask them to, throw them out. And we know that there's unspoken prayer requests. So we just pray for the group, and it's a good way to start your day.
Yeah, wonderful. So for all the women who now maybe are not so intimidated to come out and be with your group, how do they get in touch? Facebook and website?
Yeah, there's FIA Lexington on the Facebook. That's a great way to do that. There is Instagram also has FIA Lexington too, so you can message them. And then those people that are behind the scenes can get in contact. I feel like there is an email address too, but I can't remember if it's fialexington@gmail.com, but I can, that's definitely something that they can, be looking for. But yeah, just go into you go to the website too, at fianation.com, and you can find FIA Lexington's on there, and then that way you can get in touch. So, and just ask around, ask some people in your community if you're interested in doing FIA. I guarantee you somebody knows somebody that has done FIA, right. And that kind of thing, and that will be somebody you can put in touch with. So, but again, don't be intimidated by the people that are out there, because we're all trying to get better together. Don't be intimidated to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, because yes, you will sleep well that night, and yes, you probably wake up going, "What in the world am I doing?" But it's a great way to start your day. There's no distractions at 5 a.m. There's nobody saying "mom," or "I need this," or urgency with the work. It's one of those things that you can just come and be as you are, and it's a great way to start your day. So definitely come out and definitely try it out, because it's one of those things that I think you will never regret.
Well, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. And I'm Growler, by the way.
Oh, good.
So, but thanks, and
I hope to see you out there again sometime soon.
It has been a minute. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, or have a person, business, idea, an event that Lexington needs to know more about, email me, local@forallthingslexington.com. That's the number 4, y'all.
This episode was brought to you by the real estate agents at Home Matters, building on service, relationships, and on what matters to you. Find out how you matter and how they can help you with buying and selling your home at homematterssc.com.